Okay, so hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the PC Gun Reaper computer channel where we build stuff. So today what we're working on is a bit of a different video. The game computer I showed you in the last episode is still getting built. I just need to buy an adapter to get it working, but I digress. Today we're working on a computer I've been planning for a while. I haven't really gotten the parts together and started building it yet, but I recently got the power supply out of that other computer, the one that I said wasn't good enough. It actually is, but we've got a spare power supply and we can basically work on this now. So what we're working on, we are working on this bad boy. This is a briefcase, as you can see, but there's something a little different about the briefcase. You can see a power supply cut out because we are turning this into a briefcase computer, like the old computers from the 80s. But this is going to be far more powerful than that. A couple of components I have already are the original CPU that came out of that ThinkStation computer, and some other components I had lying about, like 4 gigs of RAM and all the other stuff. So what we're working on today. Today we're going to be working on the actual screen and the sound system for this computer. So I want this an all-in-one. I didn't just want the computer inside just a case and you hook it up separately. I want it all in one, like a giant laptop. So we are using this screen here. This is a Panasonic Viera. It's an old TV. It's not really used for anything anymore. I just use it as a test monitor, but the screen inside it appears to be the right size. Now we are not using this entire thing because it is quite girthy and quite large. I'll just give you I'll give you a look at it. As you can see here, it's quite large. It's not really a small monitor. It's very sort of girthy. So we're not going to be using all of it. We're just going to be using the screen component and the speakers. And I'm going to show you how to do that now. Now, we could just go for the old, if you have a damaged laptop with a, basically if you have a laptop that doesn't work but the screen still works, you can do this. We're going to be applying the same sort of principle. You can do this. You can add a screen to anything and have a control board you buy off eBay, which controls the screen and gives you all the outputs and inputs and all that stuff. Runs off 12 volts, which is really convenient because I can actually run it off the power supply inside the computer. So we're going to be applying the same concept to this. Now, this is a bit dangerous because we are sort of doing something you shouldn't really be doing with a TV, especially because this is an older unit. This is one of the sort of like first LCDs that sort of supported HDMI. So we're going to be very careful with this. The way this screen comes apart is the way it comes apart is you undo the screws at the back, and this front sort of fascia piece sort of pulls away, and we're going to do that, and then we're going to take the actual screen component out of it, and we're not going to take any of the sort of inputs and outputs at the back. We just want the screen. We're going to sort out the outputs and inputs with a separate board we're going to buy later by searching the board numbers. So yeah, let's get started. So I'm just going to mention off the bat real quickly that you don't want to do this because these screens are fairly dangerous. They do have quite large capacitors inside them, and they will hurt or even kill you. So I wouldn't attempt this unless you know sort of what you're doing. I'm not saying that just to be sort of like ominous, but don't do this unless you know what you're doing and you've taken the proper precautions. Thankfully, we won't be in contact with any of the dangerous components because of the way the screen comes apart. It doesn't sort of put us in any place of being in the dangerous side. So there are 4 screws holding this fascia in. We're going to undo them, and then I'm going to jump cut, and then we'll pull this thing apart. So I'll see you guys in a minute. Bye. Okay, so hi guys, welcome back. We've got the all the screws out of the screen. I'm ready to pop the front fascia piece off. I have to take the stand off, and I think we should be ready to sort of like pop this off and get it opened up. So one of the things that I hope to accomplish with this sort of build type of thing is we want to be fairly powerful and fairly portable. I don't really want a gigantic computer can't really do anything, and this screen's way too big for the computer normally, but stripped apart I reckon it'll be just fine. So I just need to get these sort of like clips off, and there we go, we've got the fascia off. Now we'll remove the fascia. Okay, so get a look at the screen. As I said, the screen isn't that big, it just looks bigger with all this plastic in the way. So what we've got to do now, we're going to hunt down for some screws, and let's see them. So there are 4 screws on each corner. We're just going to undo them, and then we're going to take the screen out and actually get a look on the inside. And there is actually an access panel we need to open to actually disconnect the CFL, because this is an older screen. It uses 2 independent cables for the backlight, so we need to unplug them and get them sort of undone first, and then we can move on. So as you can see, we sort of show you a little bit, and plus the TV has quite a good sound system, so not really that bothered. So we undo this panel, and as you can see there, we have 2 connectors on the inside. We just need to unclip those, and we should be able to get the CFL connectors undone. So yeah, I'll get to that now, and I'll jump cut back to when we actually get the screen out. So I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, we got the CFL connectors undone. Basically I think how these work is they just control the backlight. This TV might have 2 backlights, but I don't know, it's a piece of plastic. It shouldn't really do anything. So now we just need to unscrew the actual panel and get the connectors undone, actually hold it in place. And as you can see, it is quite a small screen, so we're just going to undo these, and then we're going to test fit the actual screen inside the briefcase and see if it actually fits properly, which I hope it does, because I actually measured everything properly. And this screen is 17 inches by 15 inches. I think this is what the original camera's making weird noises again. So I'm just going to unscrew these, and if I remember correctly, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag a little bit here, because guys, I have actually had the screen apart before, and I don't actually know how this thing comes apart. So yeah, it's no big mystery to me, but yeah, I just did it so I made sure that I wasn't getting into anything dangerous and sort of like at risk of damaging myself. So I'm just going to show you a little bit here. So as you can see, we have sort of 2 screws over here. Just going to undo them. It should separate the screen from this frame. There are other components we can actually use inside this screen. It's not just the screen we're going for. We actually are going to remove the speakers and use them in the actual setup. Just got to figure out a way to actually wire them with an amplifier, a small amplifier, like the ones they use on the sort of Game Boy. What do they call them? There's a guy on YouTube who has sort of like Raspberry Pis integrated into sort of like they're Altoids tins. They're Altoids tins. He has them integrated into Altoids tins. So I know it's a bit dark, but just bear with me, guys. Let me just see. This is weird. I don't know if you can see these. These are the CFL cables, so we just need to unclip these. These are held in by like cable guides. We just need to lift these up and out, just so they don't get in the way. And there is actually a separate board that comes with the control board that I looked up for this specific monitor. That actually has the CFL board all installed, so we won't have to worry about any sort of like weird extra power requirements. And we can actually run this off 12 volts off the computer, so we can run it off a sort of like modified Molex, so we don't have to add any weird sort of like power adapters and stuff. So here we are. As you can see, we're inside the screen, and you can see this connector cable. So we just need to sort of like, I don't know how this thing comes out, but you just sort of pull out. It's weird. Okay, I might have to get a better look at this, guys, and figure out how to unplug it. I'll just get back to you in a second. Okay, and we're back. It was just two sort of tabs you sort of squeeze. I'll show you. You have this weird connector here, and you just sort of squeeze the tabs, and then it came out. So yeah, we've got that undone. And as you can see, I've already been working on this briefcase just by getting the power supply cards done, and some other things. It is a bit dirty, but it is what it is. So this thing goes upside down, so upside down like this, and it should sort of fit in like that, which it does. Holy balls, it does. A little bit tight, but I reckon that'll work. Okay, as I mentioned, the model numbers. As you can see on the back of the screen, I don't know if you can see this, guys. There are 3 model numbers on the screen. You can see one up there, one up there, one down there, one down there. You type these into Google, and just by sort of narrowing it down and going through which sort of ones it is. In my case, it's this one up here. This is the actual model number I needed to get the control board. I found it on eBay. I just need to buy it and get it shipped here. It's come from China, so it shouldn't be too bad. But it does look like it's going to all work together, and plus the control board does have sort of points for speakers, so we can add them as well. It does have the weird sort of CFL board to control the backlights. So yeah, we're just gonna sort of like start test fitting stuff together, and the next video should be just sort of like placing everything. I already have the power supply marked out and cut. So yeah, and I will see you in the next video, which will hopefully be on more parts for this. So I'll see you guys later, and bye.